The quiet strength behind Vince Gill's decades-long music career is now facing one of the most personal and painful chapters of his life. For years, Vince has been the voice that carried stories of heartbreak, love, and redemption. But this time, it's not a song. It's his reality. As he watches his wife Amy Grant endure a silent battle with her heart, the world sees a side of Vince it never expected. Vulnerable, shaken, and facing a future clouded with uncertainty. Just when fans thought this couple had weathered every storm, life threw them a curveball that no melody could soften. Amy Grant's health scare began on what was supposed to be an ordinary day. She had simply tagged along with Vince for his routine heart checkup. That's all it was meant to be. But fate had other plans. As Vince wrapped up his appointment with Dr. John Cage, the cardiologist turned to Amy with a casual question. "How are you feeling?" Amy, always grounded and humble, smiled and shrugged it off. "I'm good." But Dr. Cage saw something else. He sensed something hidden beneath her calm demeanor. That tiny moment, one question, one instinct, would change her life forever. The doctor, aware that heart disease ran in Amy's family, recommended a few tests, just to be cautious. What followed was a revelation that stopped Amy in her tracks. She was diagnosed with a rare condition known as partial anomalous pulmonary venous return, PAPVR. Most people will go their entire lives without hearing that term. Less than 1% of the population has it, and Amy had lived with it unknowingly, as it silently compromised her ability to breathe and sing. She had dismissed years of symptoms, tight chest, fatigue, and uneven heartbeat, as just the toll of a long, active career. Her voice had gradually weakened. Breathing deeply had become harder. And yet she had told herself, like so many of us do, this is just getting older. But when Dr. Cage looked at her and calmly warned, "You'll be fine, fine, fine," and then catastrophic, the words hit her like a landslide. There was no room for delay. The condition, if left untreated, could suddenly end her life with no warning. This wasn't just a diagnosis. It was a wake-up call. Amy made the difficult choice to cancel all engagements, pause her career, and prepare for open-heart surgery before her 60th birthday. The risks were too high. It was a decision no performer wants to make, but one she knew was necessary. Back when Amy was topping charts with albums that redefined gospel and pop crossover, few could imagine the financial empire she and Vince would quietly build. Together, they amassed a fortune through music, brand partnerships, and strategic investments. Amy owns a portfolio of real estate across Tennessee and Colorado, including a custom-built lakefront estate that's both luxurious and eco-friendly. Vince, known for his collection of vintage cars, including a rare Shelby Mustang and a 1960s Chevrolet Corvette, also shares a passion for high-end timepieces. He's often spotted wearing Patek Philippe and Audemars Piguet watches, timeless pieces that mirror his refined artistry. Despite their celebrity status, Vince and Amy have maintained a surprisingly grounded financial approach. They hold diversified business interests, from music publishing to equity stakes in Nashville-based music tech firms. Amy, in particular, has been a pioneer in aligning her brand with faith-driven wellness initiatives and has partnered with health organizations to raise awareness. Both have strong insurance coverage, including career disruption and performance liability policies, and have spoken about the importance of asset protection, a crucial move that many entertainers overlook until it's too late. One of the most powerful takeaways from their journey is this: wealth isn't just about what you earn, it's about how you protect it. And when health strikes unexpectedly, even the most well-planned careers can face detours. Their decision to maintain comprehensive health coverage and surround themselves with financial advisors who understand the music business has kept them stable through the storm. Amy's recovery after her June 2020 surgery was nothing short of a testament to her spirit. Just days after the operation, she described the experience as miraculous. But behind that optimism was a grueling healing process. The physical toll was immense. For someone who once lit up arenas, walking across the room suddenly felt like climbing a mountain. She struggled with muscle stiffness, fatigue, and breathlessness. And still, she pressed forward, determined not to let this setback define her future. This wasn't just about regaining her strength. It was about reclaiming her voice. A voice that once sold millions of records and inspired generations was now silent, fragile, and in recovery. And yet, Amy's resolve only grew stronger. She used her platform to raise awareness during Heart Health Awareness Month, publicly announcing her diagnosis to help others avoid the same fate. If sharing this story helps just one person catch something early, it's worth it, she told her fans. That humility, that grace, it's why millions love her. What's often overlooked is the emotional toll this has taken on Vince Gill. Known for his calm, kind-hearted nature, he stood by Amy's side every step of the way. While his public appearances remained minimal, his private support was unwavering. Friends say he rearranged his tour dates, downsized his travel, and made her recovery his top priority. The man who once toured non-stop now chose home over the spotlight, proving that love, true love, shows itself most when the cameras are off. Together, they've leaned into faith, family, and a lifetime of memories to get through this. And in doing so, they've shown us all what resilience really looks like. They aren't just country royalty. They're warriors in plain clothes, navigating life's hardest chapters with quiet strength. What's next for them? While Amy's performance schedule remains tentative, she's been gradually returning to the studio, reconnecting with her music, and planning to use her voice, literally and figuratively, to advocate for heart health. Vince continues to focus on producing and mentoring younger artists, using his wealth not for excess, but to uplift and create legacies. Amy Grant's journey through recovery has been nothing short of extraordinary, a true testament to the strength of the human spirit. In 2020, fans were shocked when the beloved singer underwent unexpected open-heart surgery to correct a rare congenital condition. While the operation was a success, the road that followed was anything but easy. Amy faced persistent insomnia, battled a complete loss of appetite, and found herself in a quiet, unfamiliar war with her own body. Her physical health might have been mending, but the emotional toll was far greater than she let on publicly. At her side through it all was her husband, country music legend Vince Gill. And their love story became even more powerful during this fragile time. Vince adjusted his entire schedule, canceling commitments and slowing down his career just to be by her side every single day. Theirs was no fairy tale marriage untouched by struggle. Instead, it was real, raw, and tested in the fire. But in that fire, their bond only grew stronger. Friends close to the couple revealed that those months redefined their relationship. What once was about music, glamour, and tours evolved into quiet resilience, daily walks, and late-night prayers. That season became a reminder of what truly matters. And for Amy, it wasn't the stage lights, but the love that surrounded her. But fate wasn't finished testing Amy's limits. Just as she started finding her rhythm again in 2022, she faced yet another life-altering blow: a terrifying bicycle accident in Nashville. What was supposed to be a relaxing ride ended in a traumatic brain injury. The accident left her with memory loss, balance issues, and bruises both physical and emotional. For someone who made a career with poise, precision, and stage presence, suddenly struggling with basic balance was devastating. But Amy, always the fighter, didn't shy away from the challenge. She leaned on her humor, her faith, and the steady love from Vince. In interviews, she's joked about the new normal her brain was adjusting to, but behind the lighthearted comments was a woman fighting to reclaim her identity. She retrained herself to focus, to remember lyrics, and to navigate the world again with grace. even when it didn't come easy. And through it all, fans rallied around her, sending letters, flowers, and reminders of how deeply she's touched lives for decades. Despite these immense challenges, Amy's legacy and financial standing have remained not just intact, but thriving. With an estimated net worth ranging between $30 and $55 million, she's not just an artist. She's a savvy businesswoman. In 2000, she and Vince made a significant real estate move by purchasing a sprawling estate in Nashville for $2.6 million. Today, that property is reportedly worth around $8.9 million, a reflection of both the booming Nashville real estate market and Amy's investment foresight. But her real estate empire doesn't stop there. Amy co-owns Great Vacation Retreats in Kauai, Hawaii, an upscale vacation rental business that manages over 80 luxurious properties. This venture places her at the helm of one of the most successful boutique vacation companies on the island, attracting affluent travelers year-round. It's not just a business, it's a glimpse into her lifestyle, refined, serene, and deeply connected to nature. And speaking of lifestyle, Amy has enjoyed the finer things in life with elegance and humility. She's been spotted flying in private jets, not out of vanity, but practicality, traveling for performances, family, and philanthropic efforts. Her taste in high-end watches and luxury vehicles subtly reflects her success without flaunting it. Even at the peak of her fame, she remained grounded, favoring family gatherings over red carpet moments and Sunday church over Saturday night glitz. Yet, Amy's current chapter includes more than just personal recovery and professional success. It's also about legacy and justice. Recently, she and her family became entangled in a deeply emotional legal battle surrounding the Central Church of Christ in Nashville, a congregation with profound significance. The church was founded by her great-grandfather, A.M. Burton, whose vision was to create a sanctuary of worship and community. Over time, the church grew, acquiring property now valued at over $30 million. But troubling allegations of financial mismanagement and lack of transparency began to emerge. Amy and her family are now stepping in, fighting to reclaim control of the church and ensure it honors its original mission. For Amy, this isn't just a legal fight, it's personal. It's about restoring faith, honoring heritage, and protecting the memory of the man whose values helped shape her own. Throughout every challenge, Amy has maintained her sense of purpose. Even as her world tilted with surgery scars and memory gaps, she never lost sight of her role as a storyteller, mother, wife, and daughter of faith. Her resilience has become her most powerful song, one that resonates louder than any chart-topping hit. Fans and peers alike continue to draw inspiration from Amy's courage. In a culture often obsessed with perfection and image, Amy Grant stands out for embracing her imperfections. She's never tried to hide her struggles or pretend the journey's been easy. Instead, she's chosen transparency, reminding people that healing, whether physical, emotional, or spiritual, isn't linear. It's messy, painful, and deeply beautiful. In fact, many fans say her recent experiences have only made her music more relatable. Songs that once seemed like gentle hymns now feel like anthems of survival. Lyrics that spoke of grace now echo with a deeper, lived-in truth. And while Amy may not tour as frequently as before, every appearance she makes carries more weight, more soul, more connection. As she looks ahead, Amy Grant continues to balance her roles as a performer, entrepreneur, advocate, and family matriarch. She's quietly building a legacy far greater than album sales or awards. She's reminding people that it's never too late to start over, never too broken to be made whole, and never too old to make a comeback. Amy Grant and Vince Gill have always looked like the picture of harmony. Two beloved icons from different corners of the music world, whose love story bridged gospel and country in the most unexpected, yet perfect way. But what fans didn't see behind the scenes was a storm of challenges quietly building. And when tragedy struck, it didn't just test their strength. It revealed how deep their love, commitment, and faith really run. Back in 2022, a moment that was supposed to be ordinary changed everything. Amy Grant was out for a bike ride near her Nashville home when she lost control and slammed into the pavement. She wasn't wearing a helmet. The accident left her unconscious for 10 minutes and resulted in a traumatic brain injury that would alter her daily life for months to come. Memory lapses, disorientation, and chronic fatigue became the new normal. And while fans held their breath, Vince Gill stood quietly, loyally by her side, canceling shows and pushing back appearances to care for his wife full-time. It wasn't just a medical crisis. It was a deeply personal one. And for Amy, the world she knew suddenly became unfamiliar. She struggled with recognizing people, following conversations, and doing the simplest things. At one point, she candidly admitted she couldn't even remember the lyrics to her own songs. But in this fog of uncertainty, one moment cut through. When Vince and their daughter Corina took to the stage and sang "When My Amy Prays," reworked to "When My Mama Prays." The emotional performance wasn't just a tribute. It was a lifeline, an affirmation that Amy still mattered, still inspired, and still had a reason to fight. Behind the headlines and hospital updates, there's another layer most fans don't see: the financial machine that keeps this musical empire running. Amy Grant's estimated net worth stands at an impressive $30 million, built through decades of chart-topping gospel albums, sold-out tours, and licensing royalties from classics like Baby Baby. But her financial legacy isn't just about income. Amy has been strategic, investing in high-value properties across Tennessee. Her primary residence alone, nestled in a leafy corner of Nashville, is worth several million. Other holdings bring her real estate value to an estimated $50 million, testament to wise planning and the longevity of her brand. Vince Gill, equally accomplished, also boasts a $30 million net worth. A longtime member of the Eagles and a solo country legend in his own right, Vince has spent decades cultivating not only a music catalog, but a solid business foundation. His career spans Grammy wins, chart successes, and collaborations with some of the biggest names in music history. And like Amy, he's used his earnings to invest in real estate, including properties in Oklahoma and Tennessee, ensuring stability and long-term security. But even power couples aren't immune to financial risk. Vince, known for his low-key humility, has reportedly lost over $5 million in investment ventures gone wrong. These include a failed entertainment startup and a tech project that never made it past its beta phase. Though the losses didn't cripple their empire, they served as reminders that even the most seasoned stars can miscalculate. The Gill Grants learned, sometimes the hard way, that protecting wealth requires as much attention as creating it. Yet through it all, Amy and Vince remain solid. More than solid, they're rooted. Their marriage, which once drew public scrutiny due to their divorces and differing musical worlds, has become one of the most quietly resilient partnerships in the industry. While others chase headlines, they've kept their focus on home, healing, and helping each other stand. And they're not just weathering storms, they're using them to grow. Amy has slowly returned to the stage, first with small performances, then with larger shows, often pausing mid-set to share her story and remind audiences that vulnerability isn't weakness, it's connection. Vince continues to tour, record, and write, but always with an eye on home. Their daughter Corina, now blossoming into her own musical voice, represents the continuation of their legacy, blending the spiritual grace of her mother with the musical fire of her father. Behind the fame, the headlines, and the financial figures lies a story that's far more relatable than glamorous. A story of aging, healing, fighting, and believing. A story about two artists who had it all, nearly lost everything, and found a new kind of wealth in each other. Amy Grant and Vince Gill didn't just survive tragedy. They turned it into a bridge that led them closer than ever before. In a world obsessed with image, they've chosen truth. In an industry driven by hype, they've leaned on faith. And as they continue to face health scares, financial pitfalls, and public scrutiny, they do so hand in hand, proving that real love, real partnership, and real resilience don't fade with time. They deepen, because in the end, when the music stops and the lights go down, it's not the awards or the estates that matter. It's who shows up when everything else falls apart. And Vince did. Karina did. And now, Amy's doing it for herself. And there you have it. Amy Grant and Vince Gill, two legends who faced more than their share of storms and still managed to keep the music and their love alive. From brain injuries to financial hits, and even a $30 million church battle, they've shown us that grace, grit, and a good guitar solo can carry you through just about anything. If you were inspired by their journey, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the real lives of your favorite stars. We've got more heart-tugging stories, behind-the-scenes secrets, and unexpected twists coming your way. Trust us, you won't want to miss what's next. And remember, in a world full of auto-tune and headlines, Amy and Vince remind us that sometimes the most powerful thing is just showing up and singing your truth. See you next time, legends!